What's going on, people? I've got some good news today. The Peugeot has its MOT booked for tomorrow. So there's a couple of things we need to get ready for it. Not too much. One of the indicators is green. So I need to figure out why that is. And then we got to polish up these headlights. Wow, sand them, polish them. Also, got some pretty cool facts. I've got a new camera. Hey. That's going to be for the gap cam and on the back of the car and time lapses and stuff. It's only a little cheapy one. Well, it's a GoPro Hero 4, but I got it off Facebook for I think it was like 40 quid with all the extras, batteries, and literally everything. Even got a lightweight handle, which I'm using on the Osmo now, which is quite nice. It's so much more nicer to hold. But yeah, we've already got the headlights masked up. So just gonna grab our sander out, Steve the sander. I don't need to go too hard on them, to be fair. They're not too bad. Probably 1500, 2000, 3000, and then compound, cut it up. Also, fresh new trim. But yeah, right, let's get cracking. So I've got the 1500 on Steve now. Just gonna go over the headlight one pass, one good pass, and then move our way up to probably 3000. I'm not going to use wet on it initially. I'll use wet at 3000, and then we'll compound it and then clear lacquer it so it stays clear. Cool, so that's the 1500 grit done. Kind of just want it like the same type of fucked. Obviously this one's quite, it's clear at the bottom, but then milky at the top, whereas this one's now milky all the way through. I know it's looks like you're going back in time, but the higher grit you go, so like when we get to 3000, that's when you can start polishing out those scratches, and then the clear lacquer again, 2000 grit, done. I'm gonna do the 3000 now, but I'm gonna do that with a bit of soap and water. Quite fine, 3000. So just get the headlight a bit wet and then just hit it with sander. Same as before, same passes, but just make sure it's wet. It gets out a lot of the more fine scratches, so you don't have deep scratches in it when you go into polish. It comes out much better. Cool, so that's the wet side done. Now we're just going to go over DA polisher and polish it up, and then we're going to seal it with clear coat. When you clear coat it, it puts another protection on that UV layer, and obviously clear coat's far, far harder than wax or polish. So if you just polish it, you're probably going to have to do it every 4 or 5 months, whereas clear coat will last a few years. So just for the extra step, you may as well just do it. Cool, there you go. So that side's done. Well, polished anyway. Still got clear coat it, and I'll mask up the clear coat quickly. But look how much better it looks. It's uniform now. Same level of clearness all the way through, whereas that one's just a bit manky. And honestly, I genuinely think clean headlights or polished headlights look a million times better. You can tell if a car's cared for if it's got nice headlights. If they're fucking milky and minging, it's not very well cared for. Kind of like my Audi. That does get neglected a little bit, only because we spend so much time on other things. Yeah, anyway, right, I'm going to mask up the clear. Give it a clear coat spray and go from there. So that's the headlight masked up. Obviously, I'm not going to mask the engine bay. There's no point. It's clear. But the wing and stuff we will now just overlapped a few bits of masking tape so I don't get it here because I'm spraying this way. So also before you start spraying clear lacquer, you want to get, some guy taught me this a little while ago, but get as hot as water as you can out the tap and set your clear lacquer in it to warm up. It stops it spitting out so quick. It comes out a bit smoother and you don't get those chunks of clear lacquer end up in your paintwork, and then you've got to sand it back, and then you've got to do all that. A 5-minute extra bit of work will honestly make the job go from amateur to semi. Layer 2 coats, 2 thick coats, but there you go. We'll let that dry. I'm going to do the other side while that's drying. Clear coat dries quite quick, so when I sand this, it shouldn't end up in that one over there. That's the driver's side one done now. I sanded it back. I've just got to wet sand it. I've just done another coat on this. Obviously, you'll probably notice that one's a little bit hazy, and that's normal. Obviously, after lacquer, still need to sand it after lacquer and then polish it again. I'm just waiting for that side to dry now. I've just lacquered that bit. Obviously, with this driver's side, passenger side, sorry, it's a little bit hazy where the clear lacquer's on. So what you got to do now is sand it back, wet sand, really, really wet and fine. So this is 5000 grit. I'm just going to lightly go over it by hand, not by Steve, because if I use Steve, I'll probably just burn through the lacquer. Learned my lesson with that with the Skoda's bonnet, remember? Finished that side completely now. And when I say trust the process, trust the process. Look how fucking good that looks. Before, after. We're just waiting for this one to cure now. Wait for that one to dry, and then we can 5000 that, and it should be done. And we just got to find that rear tail light issue because it's flashing green, not yellow. Kind of weird, kind of strange. But we move. Cool. Right, headlights, check. It gave the mirror caps a coating of lacquer as well, because the paint was fine. It's just the lacquer that was bad, so I just quickly sanded it. I threw some lacquer over the top to get rid of the fade, like the lacquer peel sort of thing. Right, now task is figure out why the tail lights indicators are green. I'm not quite sure what to expect. I'm kind of worried. I was expecting I had to take the bumper off to get the light out on this. It's one bolt. It's so nice. It's just one bolt. Just one bolt. On the Fabia and on the fucking on the Fabia, you've got to take off the whole rear bumper just to be able to get the tail light out. So we've got our little trusty suction tool. We've got it. Oh yeah, baby. So the actual bulb itself is okay. Like, it's flashing orange. When it's in the cluster, it's like green almost. I know, maybe I'm just thinking, maybe it's just, it don't look that green, but it does look green. Does that look green to you? I don't know, I'm booking out. I'm like fucking scared. Like, that looks green. I might just blast it in there with some brake cleaner. I don't think I'll fail an MOT.
So at this point, the audio just decided not to audio anymore. But nothing exciting happened from here on out. I was just piecing the car back together with the interior trims and stuff. But essentially, the rest of the footage that I recorded that day, it had no audio, so it wasn't usable. So the next clip is me in the car.
Bada bing, bada boom. Work attire acquired. I've already worn the Peugeot, so she's pretty much ready to rock and roll. One big problem last night though, I thought I didn't want to drive the car this morning, for the first time and not know everything's fine. So I took it around the block yesterday before I went in, and there's no boost. The turbo doesn't boost at all. Check the solenoid, check the wastegate, check the actual turbo, make sure it spins freely. It does, yeah, it all works fine. And when the engine's on idle, it's spinning, it's just not building boost. So I had a look at everything I could, and it turns out, again, whoever put this fucking car back together never did anything properly. All the vacuum lines that go to the turbo to open the wastegate are completely connected or just not connected. So I was there hanging down the back of the engine last night trying to find out where all these vacuum lines were going. I need to find out 4 aren't even connected. I'm not too bothered about that just yet, because the car drives fine. Like, it's just naturally aspirated essentially at the moment. So it's not a big deal, but I'm gonna have to fix that this evening, hopefully. I'm just hoping I can find a diagram as to where these vacuum lines go, because like I said, if it was only one, you could find the one where it was not on. You know, but annoyingly, these ones, they all look the fucking same, but just none of them are connected. Not looking forward to that, because I've got to take the intake manifold off to be able to get to the vacuum tank. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, she passes. I do need to get a rear bulb though while I'm at work before it goes through its MOT, because I noticed last night that the rear side light, rear driver side light's blown. So yeah, that's on the agenda for as soon as I get to work. Otherwise, it obviously won't pass and it'll just be a waste of money. But absolutely no problems whatsoever. Drives perfectly straight. No wobble, unlike the Fabia. But yeah, it drives fine. Like, really nice actually. We're almost at work now. I'll touch base with you when we actually do arrive. And then hopefully, at the end of the video, we'll have a fully MOT car. Fingers crossed. Sweet. Right, I just stopped for a quick pit stop. I had to get a coil and that for the vape, and an Americano, because Kirby left limescale remover in the kettle and didn't tell me. So I went to go take a sip of it this morning. I was like, I fucking spat my coffee out. I don't drink like lattes or anything. I literally just drink black coffee. But I went to go take a sip. I was like, it's fucking sweet. And it was because she had limescale remover in the fucking kettle and didn't tell me. So I took a fucking fatty swig of it. Thankfully, I didn't drink any of it. But yeah, nightmare. Anyway, we are literally practically at work now. So I'm going to cut the video here because I've only got the next 20 minutes left on this SD card. But yeah, so I'll just dot you in and out. Hopefully, when we catch up next, it'll be the evening, and I'll be at home with a fresh MOT car. But yeah, right. Anyway, chat to you soon. Bye! She did it! She fucking passed the test. Not only did she pass the test with no advisories, none, nada, not a single advisory. Oh, I'm so happy. All of that work and hard work and getting this thing back on the road and driving well is genuinely paid off a right treat. I'm so happy it's finally on the road again. It deserves it, genuinely deserves it massively. It was never fit for the scrappy. That's where everyone was going to send it. But that's only one car we've resurrected. And I don't want it to be the last. I want to keep all these old cars on the road, you know, try my hardest to do so. It's a dying breed. It's a dying breed. We've got too many electric cars coming out now. But yeah, right, I've got to get it home though. I've got to take the scuttle panel off just so I can see down the back of that engine a little bit more. And hopefully figure out where this vacuum pipe for the turbo goes and comes from, which would be nice. Hopefully we can do that. And then she will be ready. Do it all again with another car. Guys, I appreciate every minute you've taken to watch this video. It means a tremendous amount. Hopefully the next video will be me putting it all back together. I don't know if it'd be worth video recording that, just because it's obviously me trying to locate pipes, trying to find pipes. So I probably won't record that, but maybe I'll record us prepping it for sale, and then us trying to sell it. But yeah, that'd be quite good. It'd be nice and fun. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Have a good evening, good day, good morning. I'll catch you in the next one.